Now, we're used to putting money in the bank and maybe we make some withdrawals. But when do we have banks just like give us money back, offer to give us money back? In this case, it's not really that they're offering to give you money back, but there's been a class action lawsuit, and now Bank of America may owe you some money. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
This popped up in my email today. I don't know if you guys are following Fast Company. I usually subscribe to their emails. So, I get that morning email that has a bunch of stuff in it. Sometimes I'm interested, sometimes I'm not. You know how it is. You like scroll through the list to see what it is you're interested in, then you click on the article that you think you're going to get the most value out of it. Well, this is the article this morning. It's this Bank of America settlement. Let me scroll down a little bit so we can actually see what we're talking about here. It says Bank of America might owe you money. I think I'm going to make that the title of my video here for YouTube. Here's what you need to know. Now, first of all, look at this. Bank of America is the second largest bank in the US. I don't know if I had to guess. I think maybe JP Chase Morgan might be number one. I don't know. I don't know. But you're talking about the second largest bank now having to pay out $8 million dollars to customers who were hit with certain penalties. And I think this just came out, and you can see the date up here. So I'm actually publishing this the day that I got it. This is breaking news for people. Bank of America, all right, has agreed to settle a class action lawsuit brought against it for charging repeated fees for some insufficient funds transactions. Here's what you need to know about the class action lawsuit. I'm actually going to go to the website, but I'm going to give you this background here because, the website doesn't have as much information here about this part because this is what happened. This is why they're having to pay this money. This is the news. A class action lawsuit was brought against Bank of America after it charged customers repeated fees for insufficient funds when the transactions were reattempted for payment. These repeated fees included two types: non sufficient fund fees and checked overdraft fees. Basically, if a customer had insufficient funds in their account and a transaction or a check was posted to the account, the customer would receive an non-sufficient fund or overdraft fee. However, if an attempt was made to repost the same transaction or check again, Bank of America would charge customers the same fee again. So that's why they are paying this settlement. We've got some dates here that tell you when those transactions had to occur in order for you to be one of the class action members. And you can see the date down here. It says May 19th, 2017 through February 16th, 2023. Now, think about that for a second before I pop over here to the other website where we're actually going to see what they're talking about. $8 million dollars starts to sound like a lot of money until you look at the number of years that they're talking about, the possible number of members in the class, and the number of transactions that you could be talking about. Once you divide all of that up, I'm sorry to say you might not get a whole lot back, but we're going to take a look at it on the website. It could be that at least you're getting your fees back, that second set of fees that you shouldn't have gotten charged. At least maybe you are getting that back. Let me see if I can head over to this website now. I think it was Chichia versus Bank of America. Chichia versus Bank of America, North America settlement is what we have here. Whoops. Now you can actually see it. Welcome to the informational website. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we got the homepage, FAQs, important documents, contact us. And you can see this is coming out of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. And let me stop here for a second because I'm pointing out these things for a reason. I talk a lot about scams and fraud, and sometimes how you can be misdirected to the wrong site. Typically, when you go to a US government site, it now says on the site, official US government site. or federal government site, you will now see that language on their site. Some of them even have a tiny, tiny flag up there, okay? But there's so much going on in terms of scams and frauds. You know, I tell you guys all the time, they're working 24/7. They don't take holidays or weekends off. But in this case, you can see here, I'm pointing everything out on this website so that you can see for yourself that this is a legitimate website. So you now have to actually be concerned about going to fraudulent settlement, class action settlement sites. So check it out and make sure these sites are legit. So this is the one that's the legitimate site here. And it says here a settlement has been reached. Bana's okay. It's funny because I don't refer to them as Bana. So Bank of America NA. I actually refer to them as BOFA, Bank of America. So when I send stuff out to clients sometimes about accounts they may have at BOFA, it's BOFA. It's not Bana. Okay. But yeah, that's for me, guys. That's for me. Just sharing something you don't even know, don't even need to know. Okay, so here are your options. You can do nothing, okay, and just be like, you know what, I'm not worried about this. I'm not even worried about going through the hassle of getting that $25 back. You can exclude yourself saying you're going to opt out. This is what it says here. You can say you're going to opt out and decide to pursue it on your own or something. It says here, but still want to recover against BANA, then you will have to file a separate lawsuit or claim, is what it says. You can object if you do not opt out, but instead wish to object to the settlement or any other matters described in the class notice. You can do so by filing with the court. And there are dates over here, guys. So here are the dates that you need to keep in mind. So first of all, the approval, final approval. Here's the date for that. That's scheduled for July. Deadline to exclude yourself. So if you want to exclude yourself, like I just said over here, here's your deadline over here. All right. And then deadline to object is June 24th. Let me go over to the frequently asked questions page. Oh, goodness. You guys, they've got a lot of questions about this. What is this lawsuit about? When did I receive a notice of this lawsuit? Why did the parties settle? What are my options? I just read you some of your options. So you can go to this page and pretty much get all of your questions answered. Like even down here, this is when people will ask, do I have a lawyer in this case? What happens if I do nothing? Who determines the attorney's fees? How do I get more information? All of this is here on this page, and you can scroll down and see the information here. Remember, I said the transactions had to occur between this time period. You're talking about an almost 6-year period of time when this was going on. All right. Why did they settle? Well, yeah, let's just go ahead and settle. How about that? Sometimes it pays to just go ahead and settle, get a resolution in place, and then move forward. No need to drag something like this out. Like, do you really want to go to court over this? I don't know. Here are the critical deadlines, the deadline to file, deadline to exclude. How much is the settlement? $8 million. I already told you that. Okay, class counsel will request that the court award up to 33.33% of the settlement amount as attorney's fees. You guys, that's a lot, but they're the ones who are handling the case. All right. So you can actually go through this, read all of the information yourself. If you have any questions, do not call me. There is contact information here on this website, and that is where you need to go. So let's click on that so you know who to talk to. These people right here, right here. You've got an address that you can write to, and you've got call center. Call center hours start at 6 a.m., end at 6 p.m., and this is Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, except holidays. So that gives you some idea of what is going on with this settlement so that you can possibly get, some money back if you were charged fees that you should not have been charged. All right. So go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if that gives you some information about this. And don't forget, it might not just be about you. Okay. It could be family members who were charged some of these fees. So make sure you spread the word and let people know that this is going to be coming their way. And typically all they have to do is fill out their little form, sign it and date it and send it back in. And eventually they'll receive a check for $2. Okay, I'm joking. It should be more than $2, but eventually they'll receive a check if they meet the criteria. So yeah, so definitely share the information. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you got some valuable information out of this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. Peace.